Good afternoon, everyone. Just make sure everything's sorted out. But welcome to the Japanese Grand Prix, round 21 of the SRL Season 6 World Championship. And it is not Lance in the comments box today. It is I, Jensen. And looking at things, this is going to be a interesting one. I think at the moment 10 drivers in for today, but there may be more in. But as anyways, we're gonna crack on. So make sure everything is going good. So yeah, we'll crack on today. The Japanese Grand Prix, and it's been a very drama-filled circuit the past few years in SRL, with two-time winner Sandro Dulius racing today. We've also had Francis McGinn, Yannick Verpayten and Tim Venting, previous winners as well here. And coming into this, there's plenty of championship fights going on as well. If we look at the rest of the standings, a big fight for P3 in the standings at the moment. Sandro Dulius, Cameron Weston Edwards, of those in that midfield fight at the moment. It's very close. Just need to find the standings. I'm pretty sure it's only a few points in between the few. So at the moment stands Sandro on 160 points, running in third position in the championship. Dennis Corinchi's in P4 with 152, Cameron Weston Edwards on 150, Rene van der Stapp in 126, and Luke Smith 120, but he hasn't really made much of the recent races. I think he's only reserving for much of it. And if we look at the grid today, there is no Dennis Corinchi's and there is no Cameron Weston Edwards. So Sandro's got a bit of a easy ride here to pick up some good points, and I think all he has to do is pick up second place, I think, or better, and he's gonna pick up that third in the championship to secure it for good. Better neat, don't get much points, so I'll finish in front of him. Yeah, it's very close as well. P8 down to, I'd say, P14 of the racing guys. Max Mulder 82 points in 8th place, and Logan Orand in P14, who's recently joined near the end of the season, he's on 61 points. So it's very close to between the 6 positions. But we're getting into this now. And it's not going to be the greatest attendance today, but we're going to get racing anyways. At least everyone will be guaranteed a shot at the points. But even it might not be the best numbers, but it doesn't mean it's not going to provide great racing. So you just got to wait and see. So there we go. Looks like dry qualifying as well. Bit of clouds in the skies, but it doesn't look like it's going to be any sort of rain in the air for qualifying. But we'll have a look here. Wait for the first car to come out on track. Straight away is Logan Oren in the Haas. first time he's got a teammate this season. Now he's been in the house pretty much every time. Might secure a seat next season as well. But we'll go on board for him for the first few laps, and I can't actually get off the cameras here. But there we go. Probably take some time to render in the final updates of this game anyway, so not exactly going to be at its best, but only 2 races to go, this and Brazil, and that'll be the end of the 2020 season. A great season has been for everyone's private quality racing, and 2 more examples that to come. But I think Logan is going to be the first driver to start a lap, scale the telemetry on, and the tyres, everyone on the softs at the moment is out. But here we go, Logan Oren is going to come around and start his first flying lap of the session. Come down to turn 1. Very tricky into this one. You've got to really time the braking right into turn 2. And here comes the S's. You do want to get on board with that through the S's. And you can see touch the curb, but the back end really gets loose on those curbs. So you always want to be careful through that, but he takes that pretty nicely. Has 31 dead, set to 1. Through 2 deadness there. Coming up to the hairpin, tricky off-camber corner. The back end will always be screaming around this corner, but it keeps up pretty good as we go down to spoon curve. And I think there's yellow flag in the final sector. I think it's just everyone slowing down to get gaps for their laps, but he's coming out of the exit spoon here. Come up to the second sector 2 split, and it looks like he's on for a high point. It looks like a high 25. I think he's got in for his first lap. Should be a good representative time here, and that will already be a brand new lap record in SRL, and that is a 25.8. Pretty decent flanker lap for the Mexican Grand Prix winner Logan Oren. And see if anyone else is on. I think it's Rene van der Sap, 27 dead, goes P2 with that one. And is that one of the Renaults in the pits? I think it is. Nick van Gelder will be the next one to start a lap. The next one to complete a lap will be Reece March in the other Haas car. The 32.2 in sector 1. He's going up to 130R now on this lap. Definitely be more time, but 12.2, so it's going to be near about 28. Maybe a mid 28 for Reece March. Here he goes through the final corners, and it is going to be a high 28 for Reece March. Very close to the estimate there, but and Dion's got a bit of damage. Yes, he does. Missing a lot of front right end plate, so he had a moment in his lap. Alexi is backed off his lap. I think he's going to do another lap. There's Alexi there, and the 2 Red Bulls, Nick Invalids, Jura Marusic on a flying lap. He's coming up to Haas there. But Sandro Dulis didn't see that, but he put in a 26.6, goes P2. So I think everyone's pretty much on their own laps to go. They've already completed the first ones now. It's been quite quiet out on track. But Alexi's on his lap. Just forgot to take note of that. But he's only 2 tenths off Logan Laurent here. He just needs a good final sector. And he'll be pretty much right on par with him. And it's a pretty nice final chicane from him. He's wasn't the type man through there, but he goes a 26.2. Only 3.5 tenths off the Haas of Logan, and is that one of the Renaults that just come out? No, it's McLaren of Rene. And Jim Sonidis starting his lap as well. Few on their second runs, but at the moment, out of the first runs, it is Logan Laurent on provisional pole. So I think everyone's pretty much on their right laps at the moment. I think Jim is the next driver to actually complete a lap. He's coming up to complete it now. As he crosses the middle sector, it's a 10.5, so it looks like maybe a mid to high 26 could challenge Sandro Dulis in the Ferrari. And Rennie's Van der Stappen and the McLaren as well. They're going to be very close. But he's only a 10th off. P4 for Jim in the Renault. Oh, that was a bit wide there from Rennie, just caught that. Over the compromised line, but he's carrying on going. He's touched the grass. Oh, he's backed off of that. That was a moment and a half. Dion Stahl as well on his flying lap. He goes really deep. You can see locked up there. A very long distance lock up as well. So it's a purple sector 2 for Dion. Don't know sure if it's exactly purple sector 2 or not, but he really takes a lot of that curb. Comes out of the final sector. Does he challenge time to get 28.5 Just jumps ahead of Reece March by about 3 tenths. And see if there's any more times. I think that's Colin Higgins starting lap. And I think it's Sandro as well, just behind. So I think the next car to complete lap is going to be Nick Van Gelder, who has never won at this track. He hasn't had the greatest of seasons, only picking up 1 podium this season. And of course, being stripped of his podium in Singapore, he goes P5 this time. And he jumps just ahead of the McLaren, behind the Renault as well. So a pretty decent second run. We've still got these final runs to go, and that's a Ferrari in the gravel trap, and that's Sandro Dulius in the gravel trap, and it looked like it was beats for a second there, but he's just trying to get it turned around. He's able to drive out of the gravel trap there just about, but I think he might have got caught out on the inside curb at the end of the S's, so that was very unfortunate for him. Don't know if he's got enough fuel for another go at it. I think Reece March just backed off his energy here, he's not using anything. But here's Colin Higgins anyway, the only driver who hasn't posted a lap. He's about to post one now, 29.3. He stays P10 with that lap. Not where he wanted to be, really, but I think he's just going a string of laps without the energy, maybe. But you don't want to do that too much because you've got to shred through the tyres with that. Alexei Koivinen on a going for a flying lap now, no, pitting. So he didn't get the best out of this second run, and Logan Orund didn't even come out for a second run, so he only has his one more shot in the final run in qualifying. But here comes Colin Higgins, he's improving again. Only got a little bit through middle sector there. And Reece March improved to a 28.3 just out of Dion Stahl as Colin Higgins coming out the final corner. He's going to take the tight line, he's going to stay out wide, and it's another 29.3. So I think it's just a string of laps. Maybe in race trim or something. And Higgins' teammate is starting his, looks like to be one of his final flying laps. Oh no, he's crashed, touching the inside curve, and oh my, that's amazing how he didn't keep out of a retirement there. Big damage, but very lucky that he didn't crash out. He should be able to get back to the pits possibly for one more go. If not, I mean, we'll see anyway. But I think we're waiting really for the final guys to come out. Colin's just doing his runs. Oh, he's gone off in the gravel, almost crashing as well. The two Renaults going at it there, and Reece March first driver for their final run now. And that is also Rennie van der Stapp also coming out as well. So this is about the time where they're all coming out. I think maybe at 3 minutes is where they mostly come out. But we'll just watch him on his outlap at the moment while we wait for the guys to come out. Reece will be the final, or he'll be the first driver to start his final run, followed by Rennie, and here come a few cars out on track. Now there comes Alexei. Sorry Alexei, I can't get your... struggle to get your final name right. Over in the Amy. But he in the Mercedes for this weekend, taking the #1 driver role for today. The only Mercedes entered today, but he's going to try to salvage something. And they're all coming out very late, or they're all just not going for one more go at it, but it looks like they're just not going to come out then. 2 minutes left. But here we go. Reese March on his lap here and off. Yeah, I may have to inform about his throttle there. It looks to be blipping a little bit. Oh, moment in the hairpin there. Not necessarily pushing hard in qualifying, but everyone on the soft tyres. Could this mean that there could be a bit of rain in the air in the middle of the race? Maybe, maybe not. Everyone's out on track now. Hopefully not too late. The two Red Bulls, they're going to be right on the edge of it, aren't they? They're going to be very close. Nick Van Gelder and Roos should really look at them both. Puts himself in a tricky situation. Rennie is out of qualifying. He will be starting P6 or lower in this race. But I get on board with Alexei as he goes through the S's, coming out to hit the sector 1 split. And he is 1.5 tenths up. That's big for him here as he goes under the bridge up into the hairpin here, very close to the grass. Just on the outer edge of the hairpin, trying to get the exit right. And come down to the spoon curve. Just see Reese is on another lap here. Reese is on a Urs lap, so should get the laps in here. Qualifying's done, so and Alexei's invalidated, so it looks like he must have gotten the exit of Spoon, and he is done for qualifying. That means Logan will start on pole position unless anyone else could challenge him. He goes 300s up in sector 1 and he invalidates himself. So he is done for qualifying as well. Sandro invalidates as well, out of Degner 2. Jim is invalidated. Nick seems the only driver as well as his teammate. And Colin Higgins 1.1 seconds up on his new soft tyres to see what he could do. The next drive across the line, going through the final chicane. And is he going to improve positions here? He goes to P7, just ahead of Reese March by 6 thousandths of a second. He's going to be pretty happy with that one. And you see them go through the sectors here. I think at the moment Jim, the lead car, he's invalidated, so jump onto Dion Stahl, and he'll be the next to actually put in a lap. And is he going to improve his position? He's P10 at the moment. He jumps to P7. Colin replaced P7 mark, and Dion went straight back there, and Euro went P8 as well. So a very interesting qualifying session there, but Logan Oran then taking another pole position in SRL here in Japan, with Alexei running there in P2, only 3.5 tenths behind. Sandro Julius P3, Jim Sanidis P4, Nick Van Gelder P5. They're all three of those drivers, they're only within 2 tenths. Rennie van der Staat P6, Dion Stahl P7, Euro Rusic P8, Colin Higgins P9, and Reese March P10, being bested by 6 thousandths of a second. Look how close that is. And also Dion Stahl and Euro only 25 thousandths of a second. Crazy how close that is. It almost feels like nothing, really. But It does make a difference. And it is a dry race. Potentially rain, I don't know exactly, but so we're about to get going with this. Everyone will be on the soft tyres, as there's only 10 guys in the race for this. So that's the formation lap that's going on. Just need to see, championship wise, Sandro needs to gain 1 position really, and if he does, he will get that P3 secured in the championship, which would be 1 position off his best championship position. He finished runner up in season 1. Don't know exact championship standings for much of them, but his last race win as well came here in season 4, 2-time winner in Japan. So if he can win again, that would be big for him. Logan can win his 2nd race in SRL, that could be big. Can Alexei win his maiden Grand Prix? Can any driver win? I think anyone can really, if they get it all together. I think the only non-race winners being Colin, Reese and Jim and Alexei. So there's plenty of faces here that want to get themselves up there, but we're all going to line up on the grid now anyways. And there's the predicted race strategy, so I'm on board. I was on board with Logan there, so it looks like he selected soft hard strategy here, potentially going for soft medium. We could try both of them around here, so just waiting for all the guys to line up on the grid now. Should be a relatively short time. We'll get the lights going here for Japanese Grand Prix. We'll try and find the right camera angle here, but here we go. The lights are coming on, the 5 lights, the Japanese Grand Prix. A very long lights, but we're racing in Japan. It's a pretty bad start from Sandro. He's going to get swarmed by 2 cars there from the back, and there goes Logan Oren into the lead. He keeps it going through turn 1 and 2, and Alexei going to keep P2. Sandro managed to hold on to P3, but it looks like Jim has had a spin on the first lap already. He's got in P3, no, into turn 3, I mean, and he looks like he has had a moment, maybe contact, and oh no, oh, that was another moment there. Tyres completely burnt out, and look at them both go side by side. That's Dion and Euro going side by side into Degner 2, and Euro gets past through Degner 2, and Reese Marks takes advantage of that, gets past on the exit, and Dion not having the greatest of first laps there. Jim down in P10 at the moment, a bit of damage as well, so that hasn't gone well for him. But as we go at the front, Logan Oren's got a brilliant lead already, 1.4 seconds over Alexei Koivniumi. And look at the gaps separated here. Sandro's lost out a bit, but there goes Neek down the inside at 130 yard. They make contact going down into the Casio Triangle chicane. Neek just covers him off, and he's up to P4. A great start from Neek here, and he's making up good ground. And that is Okay, I think that's a glitch. I don't think we'll have to worry about that. I think it will just render it itself. But Logan is leading at the moment. I think it will all just sort itself out. And I think Jim will come into the pits, repair some damage. But anything can still happen here. But as we go, just wait for the order to filter out. Can't believe this is still a thing, but there we go. I think that is now all up to date. The gaps have sort of plateaued out a bit. I think only Dion and Reese in a little gap to each other there, and also Nick and Sandro. Nick, he had a flying start from P6 on the grid. He's up to P4 now. And now he's got Sandro next on his list. So I think actually no, he started P5 Nick, but he's made up good ground on this one. Let's see what he could do. Can he get closer? Sandro here. He's not going to make a move. Oh, he's got to go really close, blocking both tyres there. But showing his intentions for Sandro here, saying that he's right there, he's not going to back off. And looking at Sandro keeping right ahead, even using energy, not pulling away too much, so it might show that Nick might be on a low drag setup, which might help for an overtake. But, and that's Logan! Logan in the wall! He's had a moment in the S's and he has to wait for the guys to come through. Oh, it's gone wrong for Logan through the S's, the race leader. For the first 2 laps, he is in the wall and he's all the way down in 9th place now. And, oh, that is really heartbreaking for him there, but he's still got a race to go. I think his tyres a bit cooked at the moment. Yeah, I don't think he has damage, luckily enough. So he is able to carry on, but he's going to have to let his tyres cool down a little bit for most of this lap, and then that will be the next time he could start to carry on going. But he's got a lot of ground to climb, and Alexei is now leading the Japanese Grand Prix with a 4.5 second gap. And there goes Nick on the outside into 130R. He's gone and done it, just about. Sandro is still over the back of him, but he's not going to come back at him. There, he's going to have to try and come back down the straight. Nick's through, but how long for is Sandro coming down the straight here? Is he going to get the run? He's got DRS deploying all his energy here. Nick leaves the inside door open. He goes up the inside, Nick. He leaves enough space. Sandro comes back. Good fighting from these 2 drivers, but Sandro keeps the P2. An essential P2 this will be for him as well, if he keeps it to the end of the race. Well, that's brilliant stuff, and Rennie is starting to come into this battle here. But Nick hasn't had a great season, only 1 podium. Of course, Singapore, he got taken away from him because of the quali ban he didn't serve, but he's starting to show some pace near the end of the season here. Last time Nick has won was the Italian Grand Prix last year. So if he had to run, it could be good for him. Alexei, of course, he finished 4th in his debut race in Vietnam, and he's had 4 races after that. DNF after running 2nd in Singapore, and also the P10, I think, after tyre puncture in Mexico. But he looks like he's in a very comfortable zone though, out in front here. Let's look at the gaps. He's got 15 seconds to Logan. That would be his main rival for the race at the moment. He is comfortably ahead. But there goes Nick and Sandro. Nick's got the move into turn 1 this time. And is Sandro going to try and come back here? Let's see. Nick's just got to hang on. And Nick is now through again. But this time he's going to stay ahead for the whole lap. And You see, Sandro's going to be struggling through the S's here. This is not a nice place to be running behind here. So start to feel the dirty air. And some really good racing here, which is brilliant to see. And that is Logan past Colin Higgins here. It looks like at the exit of the S's, he's managed to get it done. And now he's got his teammate up ahead of him. And then once he's got his teammate, then he has to get past Dion. And once he's got past Dion, he has got a 4-car battle starting to develop ahead of him. So, see what happens there. We'll quickly look at the energy here. Neek has got a fair amount still. Sandro has still got quite a bit. Alexei has got a bit less than the two, but he is still in a comfortable lead of 6.5 seconds as he starts lap 6 of this Grand Prix. Jim looks like he's running his own race at the moment. He is on the soft tyres again. I think he's having to hope for a safety car or two to come back in this. And that is Logan Oran past his teammate. I think Reese didn't have to fight that too much there. I don't think he did. And Logan is now up to P7, starting to make up positions again. And now his next car is the Ferrari of Dion Style, and I don't think Dion is going to try and let him through. Looking at where his teammate is, and Jim picks up the first penalty of the race of 3 seconds for track limits. And now the gaps have started to sort of spread out here. I think the only battle on track really is Nick and Sandro. Is going on for the first 6 laps already of this race. It's going to carry on. But here comes Sandro. Only 8 tenths away from Nick here. Still got a bit of an ERS advantage as well. So that'll be essential for him. And the gap's just going up by a second every lap for between Alexei and Nick. Up the front. Logan, maybe next lap he could get the pass done on Dion Style as well. But it seems to not be right on the pace like you'd think he'd be. Maybe got a bit of fundamental damage from that hit in the wall. Didn't look like he did. Doesn't look like it on his front wing anyway, but I think he's alright. But Neek, I mean, he's getting a decent gap to Sandro. He's getting more of a gap than Sandro got to him in the first laps. And there you go, he's got a really good exit. And the gap is travelling up to 9 tenths here. Sandro can still respond. I think we should get telemetry on at the moment. It's 76% to 55. So 20% advantage in Nick's favour, but Sandro using a bit here, and now it's going down to 10%, but still not too far away. So Nick, I think it's just got to hold on there, but here comes Logan Oran here. Is he going to get the move down into turn 1? Is he close enough on Dion? He's going to have to back off, but Dion goes wide. I think he just lets him through there, and Logan moves up into P6, and now he's got his sights set on Jura Marusic, Nick's teammate. He'll surely be playing the team game, maybe. Or maybe not, I don't know. But it's been a good race for the two Red Bulls. Not been a great season, but they're starting to get it going again. Sandro getting a bit closer this time around. And yeah, look at the gap, it is getting a bit closer, and the gaps have now disappeared, which is not useful in any way at all to me. Now we won't be able to see anyone getting closer, but I think Logan is within DRS of Euro here. Oh, I don't think he is actually. He's just about out of it, but here comes Sandro. Sandro is getting closer and closer to Nick. This might be a chance. Nah, he's just a bit too far. But pit stops are about to come, and there's the first pit stop and a scheduled stop there, and that is hard tyres for Rennie van der Stappen. He comes in as well as Colin Higgins. Is Colin going to go for them as well? And let's just bring up the tyres. Is now that becomes a bit more important here, but they're both going to hard tyres. So I mean, they'll have clear air to do what they want, but I don't think pitting early for the hards is going to be the right way. And Nick, he locks up, goes a bit deep there, and Sandro catches up by about 3 tenths. And, oh look, Logan getting really close to Euro there. And this is not what Logan wants here. The gap has stayed out the same though. He's been getting through people and maintaining that gap to the leader, Alexei. Is he going to go for a move here? I think he's waiting for the DRS here. And there's the two leader, or the two second and third, Nick and Sandro into the pits. And here comes Logan. He'll take back P2, I think, with this move. Euro using absolutely everything. They're going to go side by side into turn 1. They're giving each other as much space as they can. Euro, he can't come back at it though. A great move from Logan around the outside. Takes P2 in this race. On the Euro in the wall. Oh no. And that is out. Euro is out, and it's a safety car. Perfect for Logan. And Alexei's got absolutely furious with that, because he has lost a 10-second lead over his rivals. He's going to have the free pit stop, yes, but that is going to be really annoying for him, because that could be a race win gone there. But it brings Logan back into this race, I guess. So this is going to remain interesting. And come on, Reese, get that podium. Reese is in a good position actually for that. Should be able to go for the medium tyre. What's Sarah or Alexei gonna do? He goes mediums. Surely Logan's gonna do the same. And see what the Haas guys have ready. Dion, of course they're all gonna be pitting. And Dion medium tyres, Logan medium tyres. Let's see what Reese goes for. Pretty sure it'll be the same. Here comes Nick. Does he get past Logan? Logan gets in second. Logan comes out in second place after that. Pit stop is timed to perfection for him there. That safety car. And he is back in a possible race winning position. And that's worked out as well for Jim Sanidas as well. he had that crash early on, and now he's able to come back in this race. And how far back he is, I think it'll be in next lap safety car. So let's get on board with the safety car guys at the front. So Jim just about catching up with the pack here. Going to be in next lap. We're going to have at least 15 laps, or we're going to have a maximum of 15 laps of green flag racing. I don't know what's going to happen at the end. There's been an overtake under the safety car. Reese has got past Rene. What has happened here? And Reese lets him back through. I don't know what's happened there. Stereogram, hello, I'd like to join the league. You have to ask Sandro to do this about that, and I think Sam Brent might be there as well. Is he still there, Sam? Someone is keen, I guess. But I don't know what happened to Reese much. He just went off track and he let everyone through. So that is a very interesting move by Reese March. He just lost himself pretty much P6 in this race. I don't know what he done there. He let Jim through even. So Jim has gained back a position from their safety car. Oh, he's gained 2 since the year of retirement. Oh man, this was 100% my fault. It was unfortunate. I mean, it is a pretty easy track to crash at, to be honest. So the curbs in the S's were, you only have to touch the inside curb in the any part of it really, and you're gone. Unless you can save it. Yeah, man, that definitely a podium possibly on there, but we're gonna get to the safety car restart now. Safety car in this lap. Reese backed off a lot there, but he's catching back up. Here we go, we're gonna get to green flag racing in a few moments time. Let's see what the Mercedes of Alexei does. He can't go too early. And he goes now. He didn't get a great restart. He didn't get the better of everyone else, but here comes Neek. Neek is right on the inside of Logan, and Logan left the gap open a little bit there, but Alexei keeps his position, and it looks like they all keep their position going through turn 1. Alexei leads from Logan Orand. Nick Van Gelder in P3, Sandro retains P4, as well as Rennie in P5, Dion 6, Colin 7, and Jim P8. Reese dropped back a bit at 9th at the moment. I don't know what's happened to him. Maybe I have to talk to him after the race about it, but anyways, we're gonna get on anyway. Logan over the back of Alexei here. He is going for that victory. think we're going to get a bit of telemetry on here. Alexi's used 20% more than Logan. Logan's managed to keep up pretty nicely, I think. Got to be careful how much you use. Alexi fastest lap of the race, 29.3. He's storming in some laps here. He's got to get the move on to get away from the Haas. And that is Colin. And he's dropped behind his teammate. So Jim has actually gained another position off this. He's up to P7. But he has got a penalty, so he dropped back down to P9 as it stands. But the gaps may start to come back in his favour. And that's a penalty for Logan. Logan's got a penalty. That is big for the race here. I think Alexi, he's got to feel a bit more comfortable now out in front. He has got, I don't know exactly how many warnings he has. I'll quickly have a look. He hasn't even got any. So Alexi's been taking it pretty nicely out there, pretty comfortable. Logan from the back after the incident, he has picked up a penalty now, so he has to get through and build a gap. And I don't think Alexi's going to allow that. And that is Rennie picked up another penalty now. Well, he's picked up his first of the race, I think. Zero picks up fastest after the race. Another 29.3, I think. DRS now enabled. So look at penalties. Everyone's got 3 seconds. Who has one at the moment? But look at the energy. He is 30% behind Logan here. And Reece March is on the back of Colin Higgins here. This is going to be a close one. And Logan's using a lot of energy to keep with Alexi here. He wants to get the move done early as he can. Alexi using as much energy as possible, which could be good in another safety car situation, but I don't think there will be at this moment in time unless it's something that does happen. Needs a good run out of the final chicane, and Alexi gets just that. But Logan used absolutely everything here. Here we go, he's backed off it now. Alexi is draining that energy bar. He is down to only 10% as he starts his way through the S's. Logan 43% as they go, and that is the Renault of Jim Snedis. He's passed Rene van der Stapp through turn 1. Again, another overtake from the Greek as he moves his way up the field. So maybe this might indicate some pace that Jim could have had in the start of the race. If he didn't have the crash, he could have been right with the top guys. Ah, look at this. This is going to be close. Logan is getting closer and closer to Alexi, going through Spoon here. Alexi flashing away, meaning he was pretty much drained there. And Logan not going to get close enough into the chicane. 30% still. And Logan might have his best chance all race out of this corner. Does he get it right? Let's go on board. He gets it pretty good. He's going to go for it though. Here we go. He's going to go for a full send at the overtake. Here comes Logan around. Is he going to go for the move? He got too close, but he doesn't get through. And that's good for Zero. Alexi there, he's made Logan use so much energy. He's now bridged the gap a little bit. It's down to 20%. Or he's weakened the gap of energy deployment here between the two leaders. And look how close Logan is now. Logan really wants to get through. And this may be an opportunity. He's really close. Maybe a move in the hairpin. Zero defends the inside line. Here we go. Out of the exit. And Logan's going to use the energy here a little bit. He's going to keep close to Alexi. Down to Spoon. These two very close here, fighting away. But this might be the best moment now. And it's not even down into turn 1. It's going to be into 130R here. Or maybe into the final chicane. He's not going to get into 130R. He's going to try and look for the inside line. He can't. He's going to have to go to the outside line. Zero places his car. Perfect position here. And he doesn't get a great run there. Struggle for traction. But he's got DRS. He's much closer this time. I think this time Logan Oran's going to get the move. He's going to go on the inside into turn 1. And Logan Oran takes the lead of the race. He leaves the gap open a little bit. Alexi tries coming back through, but he can't. Logan takes the lead of the Japanese Grand Prix, but consider his penalties still. He has to get 3 seconds over the Mercedes in the next 10 laps of this race. If he doesn't, that is pretty much game over, and Alexi drops back a lot here. I think that may have been a warning as well there, but it's 1.1 seconds already. And yeah, he picked up his first warning there through the Degner 1. And let's look back at looking at the gaps now. Alexi is going to try and keep within the gap, but if we look at the fights here, and I did not notice actually, Reese March and Rene van der Staat both out of the race. So I think they may have both retired in the pits. Must have. But the battle for P3 here is really on. Nick versus Sandro versus Dion versus Jim. All 4 of these drivers wanting a piece of what is currently in Nick's hands. And Alexi gets in the DRS window this lap. So he will live on to fight another day. Keep with the leader now. And here comes Nick. Here comes Sandro though. Sandro, he's getting closer and closer. He's going to go for a move down the inside of turn 1. Turns in very, very late. They make a little bit of contact wheel to wheel. And Sandro gets the move down into turn 1. And that is another overtake into turn 1 between Sandro and Nick today. It's great racing between the two. And Nick is now into P4. Sandro could be on for another podium this season. He picked up his first podium of the season, I think, in Abu Dhabi. And since then, he's been picking up podium after podium. So maybe so the gap at the front's separated a little bit here. It's 1.5 seconds now. Logan trying to get the move on. But here comes Nick. He's getting close now. He wants to try and get back through. And oh, it's been an instant, and that is Jim and Dion. It looks like it may have collided. I heard contact from the background there. And he returns on track, and Colin Higgins takes back P6. But here comes Jim. He's going to come right back. He's got DRS from the activation line. As the two Renaults go side by side into turn 1. Colin on the outside, Jim on the inside. Jim keeps that P6. Colin tries to get the inside, but he couldn't there. He spat out of that. It was just a safe thing to do. So at the moment, Logan 1.7 ahead of Alexei. Alexei low on fuel at the moment, having to save whilst pushing as hard as he can. It is dropping dramatically down the straight, the gap. And with the gaps how they are now, the only battle on track is turned into Sandro and Nick, and this is once again podium for these two. Who's going to take it? And here comes Nick. Nick, he's got the run here. Sandro, he's going to try and defend using a bit of his energy. Nick's not going to get close enough for a move. He's going to have to wait for another day to get that one done. Here we go then. These two, they've been fighting all race. Is Nick going to be able to try and come back at him? These next laps, Collins keeping with Jim as well. Two Renaults keeping very close. But I think Jim has now got the gap he needed. I think we're gonna see a bit of more action this lap, or the next lap, as we started lap 22. Nick getting very close, pulling out for a potential move. He's not going to get it done though. He's going to have to wait until now. He's going to deploy everything now, and I don't think Sandro's going to fight it here. Nick is going to get that pass. Another switcheroo of positions. Nick back into the podium places. I think coming these final few laps, these two, they're going to have to think about when will be the perfect time to come back each other here. And at the moment, Logan Oran's got 2.8 seconds ahead of Alexei. And all he needs is another 3 tenths, and that is a gap done. So for Nick as well, he hasn't got in the clear yet. These two never been in the clear of each other so far this race, and we're yet to see any side by side really between these two since the start of this stint. Because these two have only been swapping around down the straights really. They've been overtaking each other here and then. Let's see some side by side also. I think this might be an opportunity for Sandro. Sandro, he's not going to use the energy. He's not going to go for the move this lap. He's got DRS. He's just going to stay there for now, and he's just poking his nose up the inside, letting him know he's there. Meanwhile, Zero is out of the 3-second window of Logan Oran, and that is pretty much said and done now for Logan, unless the inevitable does happen. Just have to look at these, and Logan hasn't picked up a single warning afterwards, so if we keep it clean to the end of this race, Logan is safe for the victory. Oh, and Sandro may have had a moment. I heard that, saw the gap drop back massively, and Sandro lost the back end, it looks like, and he is down into He is down in P4 at the moment, 1.6 seconds away from the Neat now. It was very close. I think he's really trying, but he's going to have to push now. Get within a chance of a podium still. And if nothing happens this lap, it looks like Logan is in the clear for win number 2 here in SRL. Dion's not too far back from his teammate as well. Sandro's gained back quite a bit though. Look at that gap, it's really just tumbled down from 1.4 I think it was to 1.1 as they go through the middle sector. And wheel spinning, the back end's just ruthless there. Look at where everyone is on the track. I think that this is going to be how it is to the end of this race. So here we go then. Sandro, can he get within the gap? Logan starts lap 25, 2 fast laps in a row, 2:28.9s in a row, showing some really strong pace now, trying to pretty much get away. And Sandro, not within DRS yet, he's going to have to do it one more lap to try and do it. There's 3 laps left of this race, and pretty much only 2 chances really left of overtake. So they got to really time it right here. And Sandro has got within the gap now. He is 8 tenths away from the... This is a podium on the cards for Sandro, which will very much nearly fully secure P3 in the championship. A podium will mean that his championship rivals have to win the Brazilian Grand Prix, the finale, to even have a chance of taking that away from him. So that'll be a good day in the office for him. So too for Neek. Even P4 would do enough for him as well. But and Neek's got a penalty. I didn't notice that as well. And he's picked up 3 seconds. And Sandro's going to be on for the podium here because of that penalty. So this is going to be big for Sandro here. He is running in a pretty good position here. He had his moment back, but is he going to get close enough to Neek? Not this time, but surely he wants to try and get it done on track after today's battle. At the moment, the 2 leaders chilling out in front. So do be Dion, Jim and Colin. But I think the main focus is this battle right here at the moment. And Colin pits, and I think he may be going for the soft tyre for a fastest lap, maybe. Is Colin, take it away from Logan. Here we go now. Only 2 more opportunities into the final chicane. I don't think he's going to do it this time, but he may have an opportunity into turn 1 this lap, and opportunity into the final chicane, final lap as well. He is 7 tenths away. He just needs to get a good run this next lap to get the move done. Of course, he's got the podium pretty much in his hands already, but I think finish on track will be a lot more satisfying for him. We're on the final lap of this race now. Logan just cruising home, it looks like, at the moment. And after a safety car brought them all back closer. Of course, that crash on lap 3 saw him drop down to P9. He didn't pick up any damage, but he did go for a charge back through the field. Safety car brought them all back close together. He got the move done on Alexei, got the gap, and now he's only got a few corners left until he's going to take his second victory of the season. Not many corners to go. Sandro's dropped out of it now. He's 1.2 seconds away. I think that is done for him. But here comes Logan Orand through to the final chicane here. And he's going to dominate here in Japan. He's going to win the Japanese Grand Prix, his second career victory, in pretty good fashion as well. Alexei will come in for his first ever SRL podium in P2. Although he wanted the win there, I bet he would still be pretty satisfied with that podium. And here comes Nick Van Gelder. He's going to take podium for now, but Sandro Dulis is going to pick up another podium this season. I think this being his third or fourth of the season, but there may have not been too many cars running today, but there has been really good racing, at least from everyone. And driver of the day goes to the man who didn't finish, Reece March. So that is pretty interesting from there. But anyways, let's look at the race results here. Logan Orand with the fastest lap as well. The Renault of Colin Higgins, he couldn't take it away from him, and that means Logan takes the maximum points with 8 for his championship. Alexei P2, Sandro Dulis P3, Nick Van Gelder finally a good result after this season with P4. Jim Sanidas finally picks up his best result, I think, in SRL with P5. Dion in P6, and Colin a lap behind P7. The retirements: Rene van der Stap, Reece March, and Euro Marusic, which I think they all still pick up points as they finished in the top 10. But I think we're going to try and get the drivers in for an interview. So we'll try and get them in. And okay, so I've added the top 3 to the group. See if they want to comment for an interview. And our P3 man has joined, and our P2 man has joined as well. And we'll just get to showcase car. But anyways, I think since Logan's not in yet, or if he is joining or not, but here he is now actually. But I think we'll start from third to first in this. Talk to Sandro first. And wow, Sandro, if you're there at all, but yeah, another podium from you there, and that was pretty entertaining to watch you and Nick going hammer and tongs all race, overtaking each other into turn 1 too many times to even recount. But yeah, how was your race after all that?
Oh yeah, man, thanks. I'm really happy about another podium. That was a lot of work. I'm completely sweaty. It's so warm here. I was going all in. I was right on the limit at the end there. I overdrove my car. I think with like 5 laps to go, I was just pushing too hard before Nick got his penalty. and I almost threw it away like twice. I had some big saves in there. I got back up to Nick with like 3 to go, and then he got his timing penalty, and I didn't think that it was necessary to push too hard and risk maybe getting a penalty or crashing out, so I stayed behind and got the podium that way. But yeah, really entertaining race though, with battling with Nick. It was a lot of tactics involved in the first stint. I was just staying behind Nick, staying in the DRS, waiting for the pit stop window to maybe get something done. Then obviously the safety car, and after safety car was basically the run to the end. A lot of nice battles with Nick as well. Really happy about the podium. I think it's my 4th podium this season, and hey man, end of the season, it's looking good again.
Yeah, we're coming up to the final race of the season in Brazil. Of course, you took the podium last year as well. What are your thoughts going into Brazil? What are your key aims to try and get out of that? Because it looks like with that podium, you've pretty much secured P3 in the championship. I think the guys behind you, or within the gap, have to get a victory, or they won't be able to take it away. So,
yeah, I mean, Brazil is one of my favorite tracks on the calendar as well, and the way it's looking right now obviously depends on who's there that day and what happens with maybe incidents and stuff. But I mean, Brazil is a great track for me, and let's see, maybe we can make it 5 podiums this season.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on the podium. Really well deserved. Of course, Nick deserved it as well, but I think the penalty cost him a bit there. But anyways, we're gonna move on to 2nd place man, Alexei, if he is there. P2. After hasn't been the easiest start to your SRL career. Of course, you had P4 in Vietnam, but the last 2 races haven't been the best. But yeah, I think today was a pretty good performance from you, and yeah, tell us how it went.
Yeah, that was pretty much the max I got on that medium set. My car just started to understeer like crazy in spoon and parts in the first sector, and then I had to also save fuel for about 10 laps, which wasn't ideal. But as soon as I saw that the gap went over that 3 seconds, I knew that I wasn't gonna get it back, so I just decided to just take it easy, bring the car home safe, and get at least a podium out of this.
Yeah, of course you were leading until that safety car, which came out. What did you think of that? Do you think that completely threw away your win potentially, or?
Nah, because anything can happen. Anything can happen in sector 1. So I wasn't really that surprised that I was expecting at least 1 safety car, but I was expecting it like at the end of the race, not like pretty much at the pit window. So at least that took a couple of laps off my tires, so I can maybe try and push at the end. But yeah, it was pretty safe result for me.
Yes, and of course you got P2 today, and of course Brazil, the final race of the season next week. What are your thoughts on Brazil? What do you aim to get out of that one?
Enjoy the track. Hoping to at least try to repeat the result of today, but you never know.
Well, other than that, congratulations on the P2 today, and of course, yeah, well done on your first podium in SRL as well. So that's, well, your first podium in F1, of course.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're going to move on to the race winner, if he is there, Logan Orand. If he is there or not, Logan.
I am here.
Yes. So yeah, another race victory, 2 in a row now. And it was a pretty interesting race from you there, because it wasn't really easy. After lap 3, of course, you crashed in the middle, or the middle of the S's there. It didn't look like you got damaged, but yeah, talk us through how that escalated.
Yeah, honestly, I'm happy with the result, but at the same time disappointed with the performance in qualifying. I put in a banker lap early, and then I just butchered my second lap. I invalidated it, so that was pretty disappointing, but still starting on the front row, and I was just cruising out in front, and I took too much curb on the second turn of the S's on the inside, and just wasn't able to save it. It was a really dumb mistake and pretty frustrating, because I know if I want to fight for a championship next season, I can drive good, but I can't be making dumb little mistakes like that. I mean, it's frustrating because I've been having such solid races for the last like 2 or 3 months of the game in all the leagues I race in, and that's been like my first real dumb mistake. So obviously you hate them happening, but they happen, and I mean, it still feels good to get the result in the end, and I feel like in terms of the race pace, I drove decent outside of that. But yeah, I just, even though I'm happy, I'm keeping in mind that if I want to win a championship, I gotta be better than that.
Yeah, of course. You weren't the only one to fall victim to the S's. Of course, Euro Marusic crashed out in about lap 10, I think, and the safety car came out, and you were still out on those softs. So that was a pretty handy situation for you, because you came out in P2 as you left the pits, right behind.
That was really.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really convenient. I don't think I would have been able to get all the way back to the lead without that safety car. I mean, that kind of sucks, but at the same time, I had 2 or 3 races when I started racing in this league where I kind of got screwed by safety cars. So I guess this is kind of, the game paying me one back.
Well, in the end, though, after the safety car restart, you got past Alexei quite quickly. I think in the first few laps, I think when DRS became available, you got through, I think on the inside of turn 1, and never really looked back after that. You got the gap. Your objective was to get 3 seconds. You got 6 seconds in the end, so it was a pretty strong performance. And of course, you put in a few string of fastest laps as well on the medium, so it was a pretty solid pace near the end. But yeah,
just gotta not be making those mistakes.
Yeah,
can't be putting myself in that situation in the first place. Yeah, I didn't really use Rich until I overtook him, because I know that your temperature rises a lot quicker when you're in someone's slipstream, so I didn't want to lose top end speed there. I was hoping that eventually I would get him, and then when I did get him, I just kind of then had the fuel to kind of try to pull out the gap, which luckily worked out all right. The whole time I was thinking, like, man, I got a stupid penalty, and now if another safety car comes out, I just lose. So I was worried about that, but luckily it didn't happen.
Well, still with that result, you go from P14 to P8 in the championship, which I think P8 at the moment is your maximum you could get. So I think surely your objective in Brazil is to try and keep that there, try and get the highest result possible.
Yeah, I haven't really been thinking about the championship since I got in so late, so I'm just thinking about building momentum for the next season. So my objective is at least a second, if not a win. I feel strong at Brazil in terms of my race pace, but we'll see. It's been a while since I've had a league race on this track, so just got to come out and not make a stupid mistake like I did today, and actually put together a qualifying if I want to fight for a win there, because I know a lot of people like that track.
Well, I mean, today, another victory for you, of course, and yeah, congratulations once again. And I think that is everything done for today. I think the next time you'll see us will be 3:30 PM next week for Brazilian Grand Prix, the season finale. I think it will be joined by Lance, as always. I'm not quite sure. I'm pretty sure be there, but if not, you might see me again. But in the end, we're gonna close it off here. Thanks everyone for watching the stream, of course, and yeah, see you guys for the next race in Brazil.